going on? Where'd you get that?
This jockey I know, they sent him an advance copy.
Do you like that cover? That was my idea.
Stealing my credit, stealing my song. Was that your idea too?
What? Your name's not on there?
No, don't give me that. Peggy's Gone to Memphis. Words and music by Chris Catter. You know, you told me if I kept my mouth shut, if I was a good boy, that you'd take care of me. I guess you figure I'm just some dumb roadie that you can rip off and nobody's gonna care.
Okay, Stork, my man, let's just relax. I was gonna talk to you about this. I'm gonna offer you $5 grand.
$5 grand for a hit song.
Look, dude, you got talent. You co-wrote a great song, but you don't understand how the business
I
works.
didn't co-write anything. I wrote that song. Every note, every line. I'd let you take half credit because you said it would jumpstart my career.
All right. Shh, let's just keep your voice down. Come here.
Smell, you don't want anybody to see us?
Just, whoa, come here.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I don't blame you. Rock and roll legend hasn't written a half-decent song in 10 years. Well, I got some bad news for you, rock star. I can prove I wrote that song. I made copies of the sheet music, sent it to myself, registered mail.
That's not legal.
You want to bet your career on that?
What are you doing?
I'm calling a copyright lawyer. I'm taking my song back.
All right, you win. I'll give you
Mr.
half
Jackson,
credit.
listen, my name is...
Take some of this inhaler.
Mr. Monk, what are you doing?
I was just calling for a taxi. They're gonna pick me up out front in about 10 minutes.
Mr. Monk, that wasn't a phone booth.
No, that wasn't. Allie, it was that horrible plastic outhouse. Oh my God. What was I talking into? My God. Where did I put that quarter? For the love of God, Allie, where did I put that quarter?
Oh my goodness.
He does like taking overdose.
I heard some cops talking back there. They said you're some kind of detective.
That's true, I am some kind of detective.
Hi, I'm Kendra Frank. I'm a roadie with your Walker.
No, thank you.
I was a friend of Stork's. Here. I was more than his friend. I was a sponsor at Narcotics Anonymous.
And Stork is?
The roadie. The roadie they just found.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Stork.
His real name was Greg Murray. Look, they're trying to say that he OD'd, okay? That's impossible. He's been clean for 17 months. I know. I talk to him about it every day.
Well, Kendra, we were there. We saw a needle in his arm.
No, that's how I know there's something wrong. Stork was completely phobic about needles. He was the only roadie I've ever met that didn't even have one tattoo. I mean, he missed a whole South American tour last year because he wouldn't get vaccinated.
Maybe he got over it.
You don't just get over a phobia like that overnight, do you?
No.
Please.
What is this?
Well, they gave me his stuff, so, his tour jackets.
Some meth.
I had one of those. They gave it out the door.
You say he was afraid of needles.
Yeah, that's right.
He had an acupuncture appointment at 7:30 this morning.
What?
The medical examiner should be here soon. If you could just step back.
No. It's okay. I'm a police officer, or at least I used to be. There's no mud.
Excuse me?
On his boots. There's no mud. There was mud all around those outhouses.
Yeah, but they carried him out.
Okay, but who carried him in? No other track marks? Are these his? This rubber strap is around his arm.
That's right. I took it off myself.
You work with drug addicts a lot.
It goes with the territory.
That way. So they wrap it around like this, and they tie it in a knot,
Yeah, like this.
and then they pull it tight with their teeth.
That's right.
I'm not doing that.
There's no other way to tie off your own arm.
No, sir.
No teeth marks.
Someone tied it for him.
Captain! Monk!
Can we get out of here? Who's this?
This is Kendra. This is a friend of the guy they found in the porta-john.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Sorry. Overdose?
I don't think so. I think he was murdered. We can't leave yet.
You're right. There's a contusion and some hemorrhaging.
Is he hit?
Hit, fell. I'll know more when I get him under the lights. I thought Adrian Monk was here.
Yeah, he's backstage with Natalie. They're following the lead.
This is Adrian Monk and Natalie Teeger. They're with the cops.
Cops?
Yeah, they're looking into what happened to Stork.
What's the big mystery? Been chasing that dragon for years.
You're gonna show me where Stork lived.
Yeah, he had a camper. It's back here.
It's locked.
I got the key. He trusted me.
You mind if I tag along? Now you got me kind of curious.
Who's this? Oh, that's his daughter, Margaret. Oh no, where is she? Tennessee. Her mom moved her there after they split. I guess I should call them. I know I have their number somewhere.
Oh, hell. I'm late. Gotta go be famous. Catch you later.
You'll catch me later?
What?
Something's wrong. Did either of you move anything?
No.
Something's different. There was an envelope. A white envelope right here.
There was? Huh, it's a receipt. Registered mail. He mailed something to himself. I remember that. That was about 6 months ago. I went to the post office with him. He was mailing sheet music to himself. He called it his insurance policy. What song? I don't know.
I think I do. A song Chris Ketter was just singing.
Peggy's gone to Memphis.
Ketter didn't write that song. Stork wrote it about his daughter. Peggy is short for Margaret. Peggy's gone to Memphis.
Oh my God, he just took that envelope.
Can't prove anything without that envelope.
He's in Burnett. Go.
Chris Ketter, the singer? He's the guy.
No, that's not possible. I've known Chris Ketter for years.
Personally? No. Here's what happened. The roadie store wrote a song. What? The roadie store wrote a song. Chris Ketter stole it. Stork must have confronted Ketter. Chris killed him! What? And he tried to make it look like Stork OD. Then he stuffed him into the hellhole.
You mean the porta-john?
I mean the hellhole. The hellhole? At some point, he remembered that Stork was on drugs and that he was afraid of needles. He knew that nobody would believe that Stork OD'd like that. But then he had to make it look like Stork was back on drugs and over his fear of needles. So he disguised himself and he went to the acupuncturist.
Oh, and he made sure to mention he was looking for heroin.
Right. And he put the map in Stork's pocket to lead us to the acupuncturist. And he, then closed the door and he locked it from the outside. It doesn't matter. The deal is not going to buy it. We don't have anything. We don't have any real physical evidence.
Well, what about the sheet music?
Now we heard it on stage.
All we got is this guitar string. When he was pretending to be Stork, and he was still in disguise, Kenner blew up that blue beach ball.
There'll be a million fingerprints on that ball, Mom.
The proof is not on the beach ball. It's in the beach ball.
Oh, the asthma!
In the beach ball.
Chris Kenner has asthma. He uses an inhaler, a very distinctive inhaler.
And it's been flavored. It's one of a kind.
If we could get that blue beach ball to the lab intact.
You're talking about the air inside the ball.
Yes.
There was a witness. Somebody who witnessed him blowing it up.
Yes.
And it was impersonating the victim.
Is that enough?
Yes, it is. Good job, son. Give me the ball.
No, don't you do it. He's a cop. You don't trust cops, do you? I trust this one. Don't do it! Let's go this way. Punk!
I'm not letting relapsing MS disrupt my life. My treatment choice? Boom. That's Kesimpta.
It's proven to reduce relapses and slow disability progression. Plus, it's the only B-cell treatment I can take at home.
Or take with me. Boom. That's Kesimpta.
No pre-treatment with steroids or infusion days. It's an auto-injector pen that's just once a month.
Don't take if you've had an allergic or life-threatening reaction to Kesimpta or have hepatitis B. You'll be tested for Hep B before treatment, as it could return. Serious side effects, including infections and PML, a rare brain infection, can occur and may be fatal or cause severe disability. Tell your doctor about your medical history, including liver problems, plans for vaccines, and pregnancy. It's not known if it will harm your unborn baby. You'll be monitored for a decrease in certain antibodies and liver function, as it may cause liver damage. Most common side effects are upper respiratory infection, headache, and injection reactions, including swelling, itching, pain, skin redness, fever, headache, muscle pain, chills, and tiredness.
Ask your doctor about Kesimpta. Boom.
Girl, we need this song.
Mr. Monk, Miss Teeger, I got your message about your staying another night.
Yeah, is it okay?
Sure, no problem.
It
Stay as long as
is.
you
It's
want.
gonna dart
It's nice to have
like
the company.
rain.
The truth is, it's been pretty quiet. Natalie. Jeez, the crackers. You see that? Are you nodding?
Yeah, I am.
Over here?
Not so loud, you'll scare them away.
I don't think so.
Mr. Monk, you mentioned you were a detective. I took the liberty of calling San Francisco, spoke to Leland Stottlemyre. He spoke very highly of
Yeah,
you.
we're watching Monk.
I wonder if you could help us out.
I love this show. Alright, so for that move we were talking about, we take our hands and you can either put them separately, sometimes we do that, and you can make it so your fingers hit different pressure points, or you can clasp your hands, sometimes you do it that way, and kind of cradle your head back. But you want to keep your back straight, that's the key. Straight back. And then when you push your head back, you want to push your hands forward, like you're trying to resist yourself or something. Or catch yourself, yeah. And just push back lightly, and you'll feel it come down your spine a little bit. A nice slow breath and breathe out. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, someone was just asking about that. You know the one we do?
God, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes like our backs will crack. And you push back, right? If you do it with the hands separate, you take the fingers and you go a little bit under the base
her
there
face?
on the
Coyote's
skull.
probably. She's been 5 days, maybe
And
6.
you kind
in
of
the
come
sun.
up, like extend, almost like you're extending the spine, trying to make yourself really tall, and then push back.
So
Yeah, it's almost like
trauma.
up and over.
She fell face first.
Oh, whoops. What the world?
There's no defensive wounds, no scratches. So she didn't put her hands out when she fell. These clothes appear to be new. And the sleeves are too short. And the treads on these boots, they're not worn down at all.
What was that?
A silicone packet. They sometimes put them in new boots.
Well, she couldn't have been hiking. Not with that in her shoe.
What does it mean?
It means that somebody dressed her after she was dead. After she was murdered.
Thank you again for calling me.
Of course we called you, Kyle. You're her brother. Is there anybody else we should notify?
No, it was just me and Marge. Can't believe she kept all this junk. It's like a pawn shop.
When was the last time you were here?
6.5 years ago, my father's funeral. It's no secret, Marge and I, we weren't close.
Mm-hmm. You never spoke.
Christmas, birthdays, families, you know, it's complicated.
Excuse me, your plants are dying. Do you mind?
Sure, thank you. Marge loved these plants. She isn't crazy about people, but she loved her foliage.
Last I heard, you opened a shop in San Diego.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, it lasted. I filed Chapter 11 a year ago. Home all went under. Do you need a deputy?
What is it?
It's double-sided tape. There was a rug here. What is that?
It's from a shirt.
A new shirt. I think she was killed here, in this room, and then redressed.
You really think someone murdered my sister?
They found the body here, against this rock. Coyote tracks heading west, but they're gone now.
Can they drag a body that far?
Oh, sure, I've seen them drag a deer carcass 7 miles.
Listen, somebody's here.
I thought I saw somebody following us. Must be one of your UFO buddies. What the hell did you say to them anyway?
I was just minding my own business, was being myself, and suddenly everybody wants to know the frequency.
For the love of God, just about show me Get down!
Stay down.
Listen. He's leaving.
Here's what happened. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? It's evidence. Let's take it with us.
Doctor, I think he's awake.
Mr. Monk?
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case loving you.
What did he say? Floss. Floss?
Oh, he needs his teeth. Mr. Monk, you flossed your teeth last night in the hospital for about 3 hours. Then you took a 4-hour shower. I don't think there's any hot water left in the whole state.
Let's try this again. Adrian, when they found you, you were carrying this bag. Now, you wouldn't let go of it. I think it's important. I'm looking at batteries, engine, lubricant, eyeglass wipes. I know what happened. You mean about the UFO or about Marge's murder?
Both. It's all connected. The eyeglass wipes, they're Kyle Larkin's. He killed his sister. For the money, of course. He put her in a hiking outfit and dumped her body in the desert. It would look like an accident. Like she was out hiking, lost her footing and fell. As soon as anybody found the body, he'd be rich. He went home and waited for the call that his sister's body had been discovered. But something was wrong. The call never came. He realized the coyotes must have dragged it away. Without the body, he couldn't prove she was dead. He had to find it. But how? You said Kyle owned a store. I could make out some of the lettering on the door of his van that said models and hobbies.
That's right. He sold kits for model trains.
And airplanes.
And airplanes.
More. He needed somebody else to find that body, anybody else. So he built a UFO. It was just a remote control model. Then he made what looked like a landing site. He knew somebody would see it and the news would spread. He knew the internet people would come. They believe anything.
So basically, he was putting together a search party.
He just needed people out there looking around in the desert, and he knew someone would eventually find his sister.
It's been an honor to watch you guys work.
It's jungle out there. This soul that ain't confusion everywhere. No one seems to care. Well, I do. Hey, who's in charge here? It's jungle out there.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. It's the most powerful Rogue.
Really? I think I know what happened. I solved the case.
What are you doing? Let the cops sort this out.
Don't turn around.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I said?
Stay that way.
Okay, take my keys.
I want your car, Cam.
Give me your hand. My hand?
Yeah, not that hand, the other one.
Very nice.
He killed the first guy, then waited around, but then only breaks the second guy's hand.
His right hand, not his left hand. He was very specific about that.
Cornell University,
You think so?
talking about the AI layoff trap.
No, it is
We've
his
described
first
this very phenomenon
lottery.
on this show. When I said that AI is going to take everyone's jobs away, there's not going to be any people. The response I've been getting is, no. There won't be people to do the jobs, but the companies can replace those lost workers with robots. Except you can't replace your customers with robots. This is going to happen. And every CEO knows this. They have had meetings about it. The things that I have learned recently from people in the space have sent chills down my spine. I genuinely believe AI is the beast or whatever. This is a machine. I'll put it like this. I'll give you the gist of it. Tech bros and CEOs got together and had a meeting, and they all said, look at what we've built. And they said, my God, if we release this technology to the public right now, the global economy ceases to exist overnight. What's going to happen is that mid-managers, upper-level managers, senior VP-level individuals, these are people who make maybe $500,000 a year. They're out of jobs instantly. You no longer need the white-collar managerial class. These people are not stupid. They are hard workers and slightly above average intelligence. What will happen if you eliminate low-level jobs? You'll get a bunch of angry poor people who become communists or say burn down a warehouse. What happens if you then nuke all the mid-level managers and upper-level managers? You now have an organizing force behind a revolution. They know this, they are concerned about it, so they are slowly releasing this technology. The dam is going to break. They are trying to make it a gradual flooding of the zone, so that instead of an overnight change that results in massive violence and political revolution, people just slowly lose their livelihoods and become destitute one at a time, so that there's not enough of a critical mass so that there will be a physical, violent revolution. I'll give you another example.
Right, so that's just
one of my favorite stories that I told you
I
many
think the concern I remember a lot of them were saying was that kids these days, the lack of incentive to want to work.
They changed it overnight.
College
Everyone
systems
started
crumbling.
complaining. They were flooded with complaints from people saying, I hate the new website.
Yeah, a lot of
change it
places
back.
not having enough
The
people
white is
wanting
awful.
to work.
So they
Just
get
whether they were making too much money or not enough, couldn't get
Every
there.
day
Right, so
from that point
it's the
on, they would
age-old
implement
conundrum, and then the
one
funding
degree,
never
one
gets
value
put
for
where it
yellow
should,
to
and
white.
people just
1
figure
year
it out.
later, the website was white, and no one complained.
Amazing.
You will
Yeah, but that
own
was, I
nothing,
remember, the
and you
original
will be
concerns, and
happy.
then
That
once
is the
again back to
agenda.
square one, and
It's
then the
all
job
connected.
programs
Why-
and stuff, and
why
they
they want to
wanted
bring
to
a bunch of
implement
full-scale
within
labor?
the
There's a bunch of
public
political theories. One of
school
these,
systems.
at the highest level, is a UBI
I
will
solve
be
so many of those problems, and humanity is so much more educated
the
and
strategy,
peaceful.
one of the proposed strategies, is give
you
every
can't,
single person
you know,
$10,000
have
per
kumbaya
per year, no matter what, rich, poor, or otherwise.
Right, I mean, you
The
can't
goal
be
here is to
stupid
create a
about it,
baseline that everybody will get access to. That way, if you
Yeah,
are
but I remember those being one of the
insurance
general
company,
concerns with,
managing employees,
advancements and stuff like
actually, the adjusters, the people
Normal.
who
I think
actually go out and do
Shakespeare
inspections,
talked about
look at them. But managers, we don't need. AI can handle all of the back
King
and
Tut
forth for
probably
paperwork,
did too.
hiring, firing, HR, all that stuff. We don't need you. These people will then be less upset. They may have lost their $40,000, $50,000 a year job, but they're not going to be hungry and homeless. They will just be low class. They have, so instead of being hungry,
Why won't they be homeless?
they'll
10,000 isn't enough for housing for 1 year.
the idea is a welfare base that makes sure. I'll put it like this: the three functions of a revolution is when what is it? You can't have access to food, security, or what's the third one?
I was laughing at the guy who's bowling was doing these stupid moves at him. It just came off as funny. It's coming up in a second. I rewound it for you so you can see.
Do you really think that guy killed somebody and broke Warren Kent's hand just to win a bowling trophy?
I know it's crazy, but look at him. He's completely obsessed. And not in a good way like me. Plus, he's a toothpick chewer.
Does he have an alibi for Monday night?
Good question.
Adrian, you're up.
Me?
We need someone to fill in for Mr. Kemp. Why do you think we asked you to come?
I find myself doing those kind of things.
Here's your shirt. Find a ball.
Shake out the heebie-jeebies. myself a deep It's like, stop.
Hello.
Everybody knows about Mom Warren. They're all talking about it. I told you that in confidence.
Natalie, I didn't tell anybody, I swear.
Well, somebody's emailing your whole office and nobody but you knew about it.
Natalie, you have to believe me.
Like hell I do.
Senator Collins supports and advocates for more funding for cancer research so that people can have better treatments, better outcomes, and live better lives as cancer survivors. Thank you, Senator Collins. Continue fighting for our families.
I thought we liked him. I really liked him a lot.
To keep you covered. Yeah, whether it's on your car insurance or taking a break from being the auto-tune guy.
Modus operandi that continues to be their ideology, and it's not going to change.
See how the like how I will see how the
Can Israel and specifically the United States
it's appropriate
strengthen and prop up the Lebanese government enough for them to fight against Hezbollah to the point where they're diminished? Of course, there's an external element to this, which is how effective can we all be cutting off Hezbollah funding of the Iranian funding of Hezbollah in a way that cuts the clips the wings of Hezbollah in the years to come. Because if you're able to pour in cash,
it only does that if the screen is
again and again, you're going to be able to create a proxy army. Until you stop that, you can never make a difference.
Yeah, it looks like.
So it's really being able to eliminate the support of Hezbollah. 2, putting pressure on Hezbollah within Lebanon. And 3, which is the most important part, strengthening the government of Israel in Lebanon to the point where they can oppose Hezbollah continuously over time and safeguard their borders against the Iranian influence. That's when we hit the tipping point where they can, 1, sign an agreement with Israel, but 2, and as importantly, fight for their people against Hezbollah. Just a word of history as we wrap this thought up. Lebanon, when we were born, or that's actually not true, a few years before we were born, was considered to be the French Riviera of the Middle East. It was a multinational, multi-religious country where people would come and vacation in. It was liberal, it was open, it had commerce, it had trade, it had tourism. What's left of that country right now is a burnt husk of what Lebanon used to be. Much of the population has fled. A lot of Shia power funded by Iran has caused a huge amount of destruction. We're hoping, we're praying to see the reversal of that wheel, of going back to a place where the very, very hurt Lebanese people get to rebuild the country without Hezbollah. That's our hope, that's our prayer, that's the future that we're all aiming for.
Definitely. Okay, thank you very much, Mati, and we'll see you again later on tonight for the second report of Boots on the Ground, coming to you this time from the area of Jerusalem. Thanks, Mati.
Thank you, Yair.
And to all of you that are joining me just now, this was Mati Shoshani, I'm Yair Pinto. We are Boots on the Ground. We report every single day, twice, on what's happening in the war between the United States and Iran, what's happening in the war between Israel and Hezbollah, Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip, and it looks like the situation keeps escalating and the ceasefire is not developing a peace process or some kind of a stalemate in the negotiations with the Islamic Republic of Iran. So, in the meantime, if you want to catch up on what's happening in Israel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to look for Yair Pinto and Mati Shoshani on our social media platforms to get the full picture of what's happening in Israel. And as we said, the ceasefire has paused. It's paused the recent violence between Israel and Iran. However, there still is a spiritual war that is taking place in the Middle East and especially in Israel. And today, nearly 99% of Israelis, Arabs, Jews, Christians do not know who Jesus Yeshua is. However, there is a miracle that is unfolding because One for Israel, a ministry that is operating in Israel, is sharing the gospel, and Jewish people, including Arabs and also Christians, Israelis, are receiving Jesus in numbers not seen since the early church. So as I said, even Arabs are now finding faith and unity. So One for Israel is an initiative of native-born Israelis, good friends of ours, sharing the gospel, discipling believers, and also equipping spiritual leaders all across Israel. As Romans 10 verse 1 expressed, my heart's desire and prayer to God is for Israel is that they may be saved. So, your support helps bring the gospel back to Israel. It all started from here. And I want you to do something right now. You can pick up the phone and you can call 800-879-5530. Again, that's 800-879-5530. You can help share the gospel in Israel. You can also visit oneforisrael.org/pray. Or you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen right here below me. So, thank you so much, and really keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Now let's get back to the news, because gunfire was heard again in the Strait of Hormuz, and 2 merchant vessels reported coming under live fire as they tried to cross one of the most sensitive shipping lanes in the world. Almost in the same breath, the Revolutionary Guards announced that the strait was closed again until the United States lifts its naval blockade on Iran. While in Washington, officials are already speaking openly about seizing the Iranian tankers and also the vessels in international waters. The question now hanging over day 51 of the Roaring Lion War, or by its American name, Epic Fury, is simple and extremely dangerous. Are we watching another round of tactical pressure inside a stalled negotiation, or the final minutes before a full return to war? Because right now, the picture is much clearer than it may seem. Iran is trying to restore strategic lever through the sea. The United States is trying to break that lever without being dragged immediately into an open campaign. And Israel, while the ceasefire is still holding only partially and very fragile, is already preparing for the possibility that everything could collapse again. The first center of gravity is, of course, the Strait of Hormuz. This is not just a sea lane, it is global energy artery. Roughly 1/5 of the world's oil and all the consumption of it normally passes through it. And that means that every shot fired, every warning issue, and every change in the status of the strait creates not only military tension but also economic shockwaves all over the world. And over the last days, reports came in of tanker and convoys trying to move and ships turning back, and of the Revolutionary Guards speedboats firing at least 2 tankers. And at the same time, the United States Central Command announced that since the naval blockade began, 23 ships had complied with orders to turn around. This is no longer a theoretical declaration. It is an enforcement on the ground. You have to understand what Iran is doing here. Outwardly, Iran claims that it wants the strait to remain open and says that the Americans are the ones undermining the diplomatic track. But on the ground, the Iranian message is very different. Any ship that has not received authorization, any vessel that does not obey instructions, and any movement that is interrupted and is being explained as cooperation with the enemy will become a target. This is a model of military control disguised as traffic management. Less a declaration of war, more a way of holding the entire world with a hand on its pulse. And it works not only because of statements, but because of the power that Iran still has left in the area. Trump repeatedly says that the Iranian Navy was almost completely sunk. But that's only half of the picture, because the regular Navy was hit hard, but the Revolutionary Guards naval forces is still operating, and in the same ways, it is the more troubling force. We're talking about small, fast boats using hit-and-run tactics. Some are armed with missiles, some with drones, and some are simply built to move fast, fire, and then disappear into the coastline, into islands, or into bases that are carved into caves. You can see them down on the screen right next to me. And according to the reports, the Revolutionary Guards have between 10 fortified and also concealed bases and presence on about 38 islands on the Gulf, and a naval force of around 50,000 troops. The Americans may have managed to destroy some of these boats, but they are very far from eliminating the threat. That's exactly what makes this story so dangerous. This is not a classic Navy sailing out of an organized battle. It is a maritime guerrilla force, fast, flexible, dispersed, and difficult to detect. It's hard to count those boats, and even harder to know where the next strike will come from. They can be hidden beside piers that are carved into caves, launch within minutes, and return before an updated satellite image is even enough to show what happened. That's why the United States Navy has spent years preparing for a swarm attack scenario. And that's also why the Americans now prefer to enforce the blockade east of Hormuz, from the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea, instead of moving too deep into an area where Iran has a tactical advantage. But the danger is not only at sea. Alongside the struggle over the strait, it's becoming clear that the talks between Washington and Tehran are still very far from closure. Iranian parliament speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said there has been progress in the talks, but that major gaps still remain. On the other hand, the reports coming from the mediators are far less optimistic. There is Iranian insistence on the issue of enriched uranium. There is a deadlock over the American terms. And there is also an argument over here, over where, if anywhere, the uranium would be transferred to. On one side, the option came up of Pakistan serving as the destination for such a transfer. On the other hand, according to other reports, Iran refuses to give up other strategic components, and above all, its missile program. And here is where Trump continues to play the game that we know very well from him. On the one side, talking about possible agreement, and on the other side, threatening that the ceasefire may not be extended, and that if there is no deal, the bombing will return. He praises Israel loudly, writing that it is brave, bold, loyal, and smart, and that unlike others, it fights hard and knows how to win. But in the very same breath, he leaves everyone in the dark about his next move. In Israel, they understand that this fog is not just style. It is also an operational problem, because if the American president himself is still swinging between optimism and pessimism, then everyone must prepare for every possibility. And that's exactly what's happening right now, because according to the assessments, Israel and the United States are operating in close coordination ahead of the possibility that the ceasefire with Iran could collapse. The target bank has been updated. Israeli military intelligence continues monitoring Iran's reconstruction efforts. And if the fighting resumes, the targets may not be limited only to direct military infrastructure, but could also include energy assets. That's a very significant expansion of the options on the table. And it shows that the Americans and the Israelis do not want only to stop fire, but also to strike the regime's power sources if it becomes clear that there is no way to end this crisis through an agreement. And there's another reason for this pressure. Despite the long weeks of war, Iran is still not empty. Updated estimates from American intelligence and military officials say that Iran still has about 40% of its attack drone arsenal and more than 60% of its missile launchers. Beyond that, in the days after the ceasefire, Iran managed to recover about 100 systems that had been hidden in caves and bunkers and rebuild its launch force. And at the same time, it is digging beneath the rubble of the bunkers and the storage sites that were attacked, trying to recover missiles that are buried there. If that process is completed, some estimates say that Iran could restore as much as 70% of the missile stockpile that it had before the war. In other words, time is not necessarily working against Iran. In some areas, it is trying to buy time in order to come back with more tools. And that's what keeps the Hormuz arena so explosive. American warships know how to deal with drones and precision fire much better than civilian tankers do. But a large commercial vessel loaded with oil or cargo is not built for war. That's why even a relatively small part of the arsenal that is still left in Iran's hands is enough to turn the strait into a place where every captain must ask not only what his course is, but whether he's instantly becoming a target. And if all that were not enough, Iran still has another card on the table. Not only Hormuz, also Bab el-Mandeb, the strait connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Eden and the Indian Ocean is another enormous strategic route. If Hormuz is the faucet, Bab el-Mandeb is another valve. Any disruption there does not only raise oil prices, it extends shipping lanes, broadens supply chains, and hurts the trade between Asia and Europe and puts pressure on Israel as well through the Red Sea. Right now, that remains more of a looming threat than a step that has actually been taken. But the very fact that this possibility keeps coming up again and again shows that Iran is not relying only on one axis of pressure. While all of this is happening with Iran, the northern arena remains dangerous as well. The pause in Lebanon is extremely fragile, and over the last 2 days, we have seen just how fragile it is. The IDF continues operating in southern Lebanon, in arenas, consolidating the control and building security layers across 3 lines. The first is the line of villages close to the border, the red line, where most of the houses have already been destroyed and cleared. The second is the yellow line, between 6 and 10 kilometers from the border. This purpose is to prevent anti-tank fire and direct fire on Israeli communities within a line of sight from the Lebanese communities that Hezbollah is using to launch fire. The third is the Litani River, where the IDF aims to control an area through fire and observation posts and to stop any threat to our IDF troops. But even during the ceasefire, Hezbollah continues to leave behind explosives, infrastructure, and threats in the field. This morning, it was cleared for publication that Sergeant First Class Reserves Lido Porat, 31 from Ashdod, a fighter in Battalion 7106, was killed in southern Lebanon after an IDF engineer vehicle ran over a Hezbollah explosive device. Soldiers who were near the vehicle were wounded in the blast. Alongside him, 9 additional soldiers were wounded, 1 very seriously, 4 moderately, and 4 lightly. Immediately after the explosion, targets in the area were attacked. The IDF is still investigating the details of this incident, but the incident itself reminds all of us of what the army had already warned. Even when there is relative calm, the ground itself remains booby-trapped. And that came not many hours after another incident in which Master Sergeant in Reserves Barak Kalfon, 48 years of age, was killed in southern Lebanon when a reserve paratrooper force entered a booby-trapped building in the village of Jibil, about 3.5 kilometers from the border. In that incident, 3 additional soldiers were wounded. Taken together, the 2 incidents created a very painful picture. Hezbollah may not be running a broad offensive right now, but it has left behind a space saturated with explosive traps and dangers for forces that are operating on the ground. Above all that hovers the message from Hezbollah's leadership, Naim Qassem, who again published a list of demands, returning to a hard line, and made it clear that the organization's men would remain on the ground with a finger on the trigger. Hezbollah demands a complete halt to all attacks, an Israeli withdrawal, the release of detainees, the return of residents to their villages, and international and also Arab-backed reconstruction. And at the same time, other senior figures in the organization are already saying openly that they will not return to what existed before the current campaign began, and that they will respond with any violation by Israel. In other words, even if there is no full campaign in the north right now, there is an organization openly declaring that it is keeping the right to respond at any moment. Israel, for its part, continues to act with immediate threats and imminent threats when they identify targets.
Welcome to the show, Adrian.
There are forces operating south of the Yellow Line that have already been identified and militants that approach them. And some of those militants were terminated on the air.
How long have you and Sharon
Strikes
been
were
married?
also carried out against an underground shaft and militants who were seen entering it. So despite the quiet image that some headlines sometimes try to paint, in practice, this is a less hot arena, not a calm one. Even a French UNIFIL soldier was killed in southern Lebanon in an incident that, according to some reports, was linked to Hezbollah fire.
Great job.
That adds yet another layer of tension to this front. And this must be integrated into the middle of all the situation that we have here, because Donald Trump stated that Israel is brave, it's bold, it's loyal, and also it's smart, and a great ally to the United States. United States President Donald Trump praised Israel on his Truth platform and wrote that whether people love Israel or not, they have proven themselves to be great allies of the United States. Trump continued and wrote that they are brave, bold, loyal, and smart. Thanks for that. And also, unlike others, whose true colors were revealed in the moment of conflict and pressure, Israel fights hard and knows how to win. But while we're tracking Hormuz, Lebanon, and the negotiations, there's also another broader layer that we need to pay attention to. The United States itself is beginning to feel the cost of this war on its own stockpiles, because allies in Europe have already received messages about delays in the weapons deliveries that were signed and paid for, because resources are now flowing to the Middle East. That's not a side detail. It is a sign that the campaign against Iran is consuming munitions, interceptors, and systems at a faster pace than expected. When the Americans delay deliveries to countries that were already waiting for them, that means that our arena is already affecting the balance of power well beyond the Middle East. And when all of this is connected, it becomes clear why Trump's contradictory statements are so troubling. On the one side, he wants an agreement. On the other, he's not willing to look like someone who surrendered to Iranian blackmail. On one side, he praises Israel and its strength. On the other, he also sent sharp messages about Lebanon and said that Israel must not bomb there until American officials had to clarify again Israel's right to self-defense. This is not only a matter of messaging. It shows that Washington is trying to hold two tracks at once that contradict each other. To deter, but also to restrain. To threaten, but also to sign. To preserve the alliance with Israel, but also not to slide into an uncontrolled confrontation. And meanwhile, in Tehran, they continue testing how far the rope can be stretched. Iran's deputy foreign minister says that Trump talks too much and say contradictory things. Tehran adds that colonialism is over and threatens that if the war resumes, the response will come with full force. In other words, there is a dual effort on the Iranian side as well. On one hand, to keep the door open to negotiations, and on the other hand, to appear firm and unbinding. This is exactly the kind of dynamic that makes miscalculation so dangerous. It takes only one side interpreting a maritime movement as a threat, only one tanker taking a more serious hit, only one attack being seen as crossing a line. This fragile ceasefire can collapse altogether. And in the middle of all of this, Israel is looking inward and outward at the same time. For now, there is no change in the home front command instructions. The education system is functioning. Kids are at school. Daily life appears almost normal, but beneath the surface, full alert remains in place. The Air Force is ready, the target bank is ready, and the home front is ready for the possibility of a sharp change. This is always the most confusing moment in the Middle East, when life looks routine on the surface, but everyone is standing with a helmet near the door. So if there is one thread connecting Hormuz, Lebanon, Pakistan, the uranium issue, and Trump's statements, it is a struggle over time. Iran is trying to buy time to rebuild capabilities. Keep pressure levers in hand and enter negotiations from a less weakened position. The United States is trying to apply enough pressure to Iran so that it will not have that time. Israel, us, we are caught between those two axes. We cannot allow ourselves to assume that this time is necessarily working in its favor, because that's why we have seen operational preparations on the one eye on the negotiations, and also we have a hand left very close to the trigger. Day 51 of this war does not end with a decision, but with a far more troubling picture. Iran is wounded, but not paralyzed. Hezbollah is weakened, but not silent. And the United States is still searching for a way to apply pressure without spiraling. And the question is not only whether there will be a deal, but who will decide first. That deal is no longer worth the wait. Before we close, let's really pray and pay respect for the Sergeant First Class in the reserves, Lidor Porat, who fell defending the nation of Israel in southern Lebanon after an IDF engineering vehicle ran over a Hezbollah explosive device. May his memory be blessed. May the memory of all of Israel's fallen soldiers who gave their lives for the security of the people of Israel and this land remain forever in the heart of this nation. And to all of you, please, keep spreading the truth. Most importantly, don't forget to click that subscribe button on Trivia in Israel. You can see it here popping up. Click it. It really helps us reach more people around the world. And we report multiple times every single day on what's happening in the war with Iran, from Israel, boots on the ground style. I'm Yair Pinto. Mati Shoshani is here with me, and you can also look for our social media platforms, Yair Pinto and Mati Shoshani. But the best thing that you can do in this situation is to pray, because this is a spiritual war. One thing I learned in close to 3 years of this war is that when I don't have the answer, the best place I can be in is in constant prayer to God to help us, to give us wisdom, to give wisdom to our leaders, and we need to be on high alert in terms of understanding what the next step that He wants us to do in our lives. If it's telling somebody about what's happening, praying, if it's supporting an organization that needs help or a cause, God has the answer. And if you don't know, just pray the Lord's Prayer. Above all, keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Oh, sorry about this. In a few hours for another update.
You ever take a salty, buttery flavored Ritz cracker
No.
Imagine creating a fresh branded survey in as little as 30 seconds. Well, that's SurveyMonkey with a boost from AI. Enter a simple prompt and the AI can draft the survey for you. Drop in your logo and get a custom look and feel instantly. Now you're ready to send out the survey. AI gets to work uncovering insights, highlighting the trends and themes you might otherwise miss. And if you want to know more, just ask. With SurveyMonkey, say goodbye to guesswork. Get real answers from humans and real insights from AI.
What? What is it?
Ben Rankin's pickup. He told my brother it hadn't been moved all summer, but look at the grass in front of the truck.
Wow. That's new.
Whatever happened in the kitchen. He's been bleaching the floor.
Annie went to the state park. Maybe to bury something.
Yes, he was parked by the southern.
How do you know that?
Obvious. Why don't you tell her, Adrian? Yellow acorns on his truck, which can only mean he was parked under a spotted oak tree.
Wow.
Which are found near water.
Wow.
So that's near the river by the southern entrance. Please stop saying detective stuff is easy.
Looks like you got a new partner.
Yeah, for any crime committed within 30 feet of this property.
So what do we do now?
At this
Oh,
point,
yeah?
it's just your word against his.
That's going on Dragon.
Where you going?
Let's find out.
Come on, he's heading downtown.
There we go.
Wait a sec, wait.
Sorry, we're talking about.
What? No, you can't. I have to give it right.
Here's the thing. We're all out of staff.
What about that one?
That one's ripped.
I don't care. I'll take it.
Racers, ready to play today. On the mark. Get set, go! Second prize is this delicious homemade cherry pie. Who came in second?
Right here.
Here you go, sir. Bon appetit.
What's he doing?
He's looking for something. That's why he tripped. He didn't want to win the race. He was trying to come in second. He wanted the pie. He was looking for something.
Something inside the pie? Wait a minute.
It's cherry pie. Cherry! It's cherry! You can see it's cherry!
It was something about a cherry pie in the paper 3 days ago. Here it is. Right here. Here.
The car jacket?
Oh my God, we were there, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't that label say cherry pie?
Yes, it does. It says cherry pie. How did you remember that?
It's a gift and a curse.
Oh my God, Adrian, this is...
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think she was killed for her pie.
Look at this. Look at this. Here's the schedule for all the charity events with a list of prizes. There are 3 homemade pies being given away. And the raffle, the potato sack race,
And number 3?
they're giving it away tomorrow. Do you play bingo?
No. Is it fun?
It's a lot of fun. You're gonna hate it.
And our next number is G47. G47.
Sure enough. Look who's here.
What a small world. Let's sit here.
N39. N39.
Oh. 7. Bingo! Bingo!
We have another winner.
I'll save you a piece.
Are you sure you called the cat?
Yeah.
I know what Van Rankin's been looking for. I know what's in that pie.
Captain, here! He's trying to get rid of the evidence.
There's a pie!
Officer, I'd like to file a complaint. These two have been harassing me all weekend. Sir,
Did you put the pie on the truck? What? You heard me. Put the pie down. Step away from the pie.
look, I live next door to his brother. They're both nuts.
I know they are, sir. Please put the pie on the truck. Please.
I know.
Okay, here's what I think happened. Last Thursday, Rita was baking 3 pies for the town centennial. She probably put them on the counter to cool them. When husband came home, they had a fight. Maybe Pat was threatening to leave, who knows. But there was a struggle. My brother said he heard 4 shots from a 9mm pistol. If that's true, the shells were ejected from the gun as he fired. They must have gone flying all over the kitchen. At some point, he was interrupted. It was someone from the town coming by to collect the pies.
Hi. The pies. Right. Okay, just wait 1 second. I'll get it. Right here.
Later, when he started cleaning up the kitchen, he got the shock of his life. One shell casing was missing. The gun is registered. So
I had
if
a
anyone
crazy
had found
idea.
that
We were
casing,
surprised that no
it
one
would
had
have
done
been
it.
easily traced. It wasn't in pie number 1 or pie number 2. It has to be in here.
Mr. Van Rankin, we'd like permission to search your pie.
Well,
It's not in here.
right there, right? Sharona?
Adrian, it's not in here.
But Sharona.
Hi. I'm Pat Van Rankin, next door. You know my wife back last semester? I wonder if I can borrow it back.
Borrow it back?
I'm making sure.
You don't use flour to make chili.
Open the door.
Just one thing. I can't pay you.
That's a problem. My assistant Sharona. Look, buddy.
Breaking overnight, 3 University of Iowa students were shot near campus. Citizen video shows people running near the pedestrian mall in Iowa City. Police said officers were called out to the area for a low fight and heard shots when they arrived. We're working to find out the students' conditions. So far, no arrests have been made. We'll continue to follow the story, bringing updates as we receive.
I'm at United Rail. Just past it. Go across here. Go.
Okay, let's talk numbers. Let's talk even better
Not
than
safe.
color silk. Still 100% with Bond Repair Complex.
I know that's scary. You think with all the things they did wrong, I mean, there has to be a better contraption. They have made some better ones, yeah. The advancements of spike strips. That would be a good one to do. Well, that's what I was thinking if somebody was coming the other way. Could just do some really cool backflips.
Yeah, 21 Lord. That 28 is going to be easier than 04945. 04945. Hey man, do you mind going down there and making sure everybody's still with my spike strip that I left down there? Oh, I appreciate it. Hey man,
They did it themselves. Pretty good.
Do you have like a block?
A block?
Yeah, because my jacks will probably be too small. I think even yours will be too.
Police department issued find assistance.
Yes, I believe
okay, the first thing we get early around
What's that one?
No, thank you. You can stop now, Watson. Well, Mr. Adams, I take it you called on me in connection with the kidnapping of John Grayson in America last night. Oh, yes. Yes, exactly.
Grayson was carrying a document of a very confidential nature.
Indeed.
Its contents are of such great international importance that I am not at liberty to reveal them. But if that document falls into the hands of the enemy, I can only say it will be absolutely disastrous for this government and our allies. For that reason, we did not wish to transport it to Washington in the usual way. So, a regular King's messenger, Sir Henry Marchmont, was dispatched.
Not carrying the document, of course.
That's right. Sir Henry was the sort of...
Ready headings, what we say?
Precisely. The document was actually entrusted to a reliable but insignificant man in our Secret Service. On his arrival in Washington, he was to make himself known to Sir Henry and deliver the document. And not even Sir Henry knew that this man, Pettibone, who travelled under the name of John Grayson, was the real messenger.
Pettibone?
Yes.
Alfred Pettibone?
Yes.
Good man. None better. I've worked with him often.
I hope you may be able to work with him again. But he's completely disappeared. He's vanished. Gone, without leaving a trace.
I can see the possibility of serious ramifications in his disappearance.
Exactly. So far, we've been able to keep the knowledge of our loss from both the American and British public. Holmes, you must retrieve that document before it can be used against us. Of course, the Washington police have been notified of Grayson's disappearance, but even they don't know that he was carrying the document. And that's about all the detail I'm at liberty to give you.
Well, if they've got Grayson, that is Pettibone, they must have got the papers. Not necessarily, Watson. It doesn't follow because they've got the man who got the document. What form was this document in?
It was typed on 2 sheets of legal paper.
2 sheets? That's too bulky to swallow.
And dry, Watson. Fearfully dry. Especially legal papers.
Well, whatever shape the document was in, I trust Pettibone to get rid of it before anyone could lay hands on it.
The document must be found before it falls into the hands of our enemies. I'm here on behalf of His Majesty's government to urge you to find it.
That means going to Washington, of course.
With all possible speed. A bomber is waiting for you at Croydon. Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Adams. Goodbye, Holmes.
Good luck. Thanks very much.
We're relying on you.
Well, Watson, we're off to Washington at once.
America, I see this is something I've never seen a game of baseball. Let's go and start packing it, mustn't it?
First, I'd like to take a look at the home of Alfred Pettibone. Come on, Watson.
Dr. Watson, what a surprise. And Mr. Holmes, won't you come in?
Thank you.
I'm frightfully sorry, but you won't find my son in. He's gone to Washington. Some business or other.
Poor fellow, I'm afraid that he'll never get used to the climate over there. you mind if we looked over your son's room?
Why, of course. It's upstairs.
Thank you.
Friends tell me it's very, very buggy. Very sticky. I learned from Philadelphia the other day.
Why, his room in a dreadful pickle, Mr. Holmes. Quite the mess he is. If I as much as put my nose inside. As if I cared anything about his silly old collection.
What sort of Pettibone seems a curious sort of fellow. Sort of collector of collections. Postage stamps, military buttons, butterflies.
Chevy trucks are as dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. They don't need permission to get going. They all have that little extra.
Rubbish.
Yes, I shall write a monograph someday.
Chevrolet.
Noxious habit of accumulating useless trivia.
People are like, you got an agenda. Yeah, I do. I got a big agenda. I want you to know Jesus. That's my agenda. And I'm not going to apologize for it, because Jesus wants you to know him too.
I would much rather...
Unless I'm greatly mistaken, our friend Pettibone did not carry 2 pages of legal paper when he left this room.
I wouldn't be too sure, Holmes. Ashes are deceptive, you know.
On the contrary, my dear Watson, the rag used in our official documents is an ash that is unmistakable. Don't you stop pacing.
I'm not pacing. I'm moved an inch.
I'm sorry, old fellow. Where?
That's for Mrs. Pettibone. Every woman right on her feet.
Our friend seems to be quite a camera enthusiast. What's this? Check that 1.5 with very fast lens. Yep, 3.5. Summer. Cropping cellar. American match holders.
That's all. USA.
Now, why would Pettibone want American match holders in his work? The microscope. Most interesting. What is this? Watson, this microscope was last used for examining microfilm. I'm beginning to see the pattern. Stop now. Did you know that the letters of our soldiers overseas are being photographed on microfilm so that one carrier pigeon can carry the equivalent of 18,000 letters?
We had a carrier pigeon in the last war. Back in 1915, belonging to the brigade signal corps. The poor bird kept flying round and round in circles all day long. Found out they'd grown the crosser. Very clear. Doesn't look very good.
This is what I was looking for. This projector magnifies tremendously anything placed on the slide. Like this piece of microphone. Understand?
Don't say that, that's what I'm
Everybody's photograph.
That's a match fellas. What do you want to photograph that for?
Probably to line up his equipment or he photographed the document. We got it, Watson.
The cover?
Yes. Just as I thought. This document has been reduced to microfilm to make its concealment possible. Alfred Pettibone is a most ingenious fellow. A bulky document is obviously difficult to conceal. But 2 pages of estate paper, photographed on microfilm, would be reduced to a size no larger than a halfpenny stamp. Slitting a match folder with this razor blade, Pettibone placed the now minute document inside, stuck it together again, and there he had it. An American match folder, rare in London, but completely inconspicuous in the United States.
You mean to say we're off to America just to look for a match folder? It's a big country.
A big country, Watson. And a small match folder. Come on.
Did you find what you were looking for, Mr. Holmes?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Pettibone. Otherwise, you haven't been up on the roof in the last 20 minutes, have you?
Why, no. What made you think?
Well, we distinctly heard footsteps, Mrs. Watson. It was the house settling.
Gracious, yes. Such popping and groaning. We're quite used to it.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Goodbye, Mrs. Pettibone.
Goodbye, Dr. Watson.
Goodbye.
So sorry you missed Alfred. I'll tell him the minute he gets there.
It's fair. Oh, yes, of course.
but nothing to get their hands on the document he carried. Their leader is a clever, resourceful criminal who seems to have sources of information from everywhere.
That means a worldwide organization. Who'll stop at nothing, you say?
Right. That's why we must get our bags and ourselves aboard that bomber without delay. We're opposed by an adversary worthy of our best efforts. At present, he has all the advantages. Even that of being only a merciless, nameless shadow. Think of it, Watson. In a few hours, we'll be flying out over the Atlantic. We're flying over New York, sir. New York, eh? Yes, sir. We're being hailed by radio.
How do you do, sir? I suppose I should say, how are you, buddy? What's cooking? Oh, come on, Watson. Oh, it doesn't get any book. What's cooking?
Grogan had charge of investigating the Grayson case for the Washington police.
Any new developments, Grogan?
None, Mr. Holmes. We're glad to let you have our complete file. And, of course, we'll cooperate in every way.
Thank you. I shall appreciate your help. Especially as I'm unfamiliar with your country.
Oh, yes, of course. This is your first visit. Oh, there's the Lincoln Memorial.
Tired of being stinky
Most
and
impressive.
unlucky in love?
Oh, by the by, Mr. Lang.
Tired of having a
Thank you
stick
for your
that never
cablegram.
quite works?
I received it just before I left London.
I'm Megan Fox,
I
head
sent no
professor
cable.
at Dr. Squatch's
How about our
Foundation
reservations at the
for
Hotel
Odor
Mexico?
Excellence.
Well, no,
Gentlemen,
we thought you'd
class
stay at the embassy, of
session.
course.
Look at that.
All right!
Well,
Here at the
since
Fox,
some strange
we know
person has
men's
taken such an
deodorant stick
extraordinary
that's
interest
just
in my
as
welfare,
high-performing and
I think
functional
I
as
shall
they
stay
are.
at the Hotel Mexico.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, there's the Washington Monument.
Sometimes even more so. Dr. Squatch, natural deodorant, 72
There's the
hour
Capitol, Mr.
protection,
Holmes.
incredible fragrances to help you feel like a man and smell like a champion. Elevate your underarms with an aluminum-free formula made with real natural ingredients. So say goodbye to stinky pits and hello to natural odor excellence with Dr. Squatch.
We're
Dr.
expecting you,
Squatch
Mr. Holmes.
deodorant.
Thank you.
Let your stick do the talking. Go to drsquatch.com or find it in
I questioned everybody. No one who had been in that club car. As a matter of course.
Spectrum Mobile helps us stay
Then
connected
remarks
when I'm on the road.
confirmed that Grayson had contact only with the people
of
on this list.
So that video chat powered by Spectrum Mobile keeps us connected and is so important to our marriage.
Who was Spectrum Mobile's out here saving marriages? In the cage. And he picked up a book dropped by Mrs. Jellison. Very much to go.
How many of these people have been attacked already?
I've heard about your deductions, Mr. Holmes. For Senator Babcock was held up on his way from the station, but nothing taken. Mrs. Jellison's home was ransacked that night.
And you found the book that you carried from the train literally torn to bits.
That's right.
Miss Pringle?
Miss Pringle says someone released the mice from the